Hi, and welcome back to Change Coach Conversations. This is Change Coach Conversation number 3. How together does my life have to be before I can learn to coach others? So this is a concern I hear a lot from people. They say something along the lines of, I love this understanding. It's changed my life. This is my dream. I would love to be able to either share it as a coach or even just share it with my friends and family or use it in the work that I do. And they say, and someday I will, as soon as I get myself all buttoned up and perfect, as long as my habit or my anxiety or my thing is completely gone, after I have a few more insights, then I'll be ready to learn to share this with others. So I think this is really important to speak to. Now, before I get into that, I do want to say, coaching is a profession, and I'm very passionate about us treating it like a real profession. We need to take this seriously. It's a profession that, unfortunately, because of lack of regulation and it's fairly new and all of that just doesn't get the respect that it deserves. And I think it's really important that we do treat this like an actual profession, and we make sure that we're qualified and we get really good training and we're constantly updating our skills and doing continuing education. All the good coaches I know are doing that. We don't learn something and then we just go say, I'm a coach, and you just start coaching everyone. You are by stepping into this as a career, if that's what you're choosing to do, you are kind of committing to your own lifelong growth. So just like I would never send my kids to get swim lessons from someone who doesn't know how to swim, I would not recommend or send anyone to a coach who is in the middle of their own addiction or anxiety or depression. But here's the thing. Those people aren't wanting to coach. When you are in the middle of this stuff, that's nowhere on your radar. Those are not the people I'm talking about. They're not the people I'm hearing from, and they're probably not you. They're probably not the ones watching this video. The people I hear from all the time have seen a ton, and I know it because I've watched it happen. They have seen so much. They have found so much relief. They have a real sense of how things work. And yes, they continue to be human beings. So they still feel stuff at times, maybe for sure there's more to go in their freedom. There is for all of us, right? But that's what I want to point out is, see, a mind will never call us good enough. A mind will never say, oh, you're good now. Now you can go out and support people. And truthfully, that's not what this is about. We aren't stepping out saying, wow, I'm perfect. Everything in my life is great. Now I can show you something. What we as change coaches are pointing toward is universal. It's impersonal. You, no matter what's going on for you in your life, you can meet someone where they are and help them see a little beyond what they currently see. And that is our work. That is what we do. It's not about you. And it's not really about the state of your life. It's about what you have seen and really deeply touched, for sure, that you're able to help point someone else toward. So what a mind will do is make this, again, all about us, right? It'll paint this picture of, oh, you're not good enough to be a coach. And I just want you to see that that's just what a mind does. But coaching is not a personal thing. Now, we do share our own experience at times, for sure. But it just isn't about you and this image and are you good enough to be like all of that is just a lot of chatter. That's all narrator up there. What matters is you have seen something that has left a mark on you, that has led to some sort of sea change for you, that when you're with someone, you can see that and you can help them look in that direction and nudge them toward that. Now, the thing about learning to become a coach, training to become a coach, is that the biggest aspect of it, when I train change coaches, I tell them about 98%, maybe 99% of what we're doing is deepening their grounding. So it is a personal transformation experience. It has to be. It has to be. The more that we deeply see something ourselves, we're fluent in this. You just spot it in others. You live from it. It just becomes so natural. So our own grounding is by far the most important thing. Now, your own grounding does not mean that you never feel anxiety. This is part of our grounding as we see this, right? We're still human. Stuff still shows up. It doesn't mean that you don't fall into a habit now and again. It doesn't mean you don't feel depressed at times. That's not at all what we're talking about. And again, if it looks like that, that's a grounding issue. So we come to see this in a much bigger way. And from there, it just becomes natural to point others. So in our training, for example, again, about probably 98% is grounding and 2% is how we are in these conversations and what we're listening for and the tactical stuff of coaching. So in the training, like as you're looking in this direction, you are deepening, you are changing. You can't not. So I always tell people, if you've seen something, if something has impacted you, and it has for the people asking, and we're having these conversations, if you've seen something and you want to keep seeing more and you have the desire to share that, and there's just one thing that you know for sure that you've seen deeply that you could help someone else with, you're ready. You're ready because as you go, you are going to continue to deepen and see things so much more yourself. You can't separate it. It's complete personal transformation and professional and skill development, and they truly go hand in hand. And the best way to really see more ourselves is to start to share this. Now, I don't mean going out and charging $200 an hour right off the bat, but I mean just talking about it with people, getting in training where you're practice coaching, or even just talking with your friends and family about it. You don't have to wait. You can do that anytime. You're just sharing what you've seen. By forcing ourselves to articulate something that's completely impossible to articulate, and by pointing in that direction and doing all that, we are deepening. When I teach classes and lead groups and all of that, I mean, without question, over the years, coaching is what's helped me deepen my grounding and see more and more. Not going and sitting at a retreat somewhere, which I very, very rarely do. Not taking another training myself, which I do sometimes. But honestly, that's not what deepens my grounding. It's in the trenches. It's being there with people, being in conversation. So if you've seen something that makes you excited about this, oh my gosh, if you're sitting around saying, this is my dream, but I'm not ready yet, be onto that. Be curious about how our mind loves to have us hide. Our mind, your mind just doesn't want you to fail. Sweet mind, it's looking out for you. But that's usually what's going on. If you've felt some freedom yourself and you have a desire to share this, you're ready. And as you go through and as you learn how to do it, your freedom is going to expand exponentially. It can't not. It really, that is the training to learn how to coach, is to continue your own deepening and your own grounding. So I hope this has been helpful. If you want to deepen your grounding and learn to coach at the same time and come out of this experience just seeing things in a totally different way and just easing into sharing it with others in any way that's comfortable for you, I'd love to help you do that. Check out our Change Coach training program. Starts in January. All the links are here, and I'll be back next week with a new Change Coach conversation.